Hi, I'm Richard-1, and this is my video resume for the Fayetteville school system. I'm applying for the job of chef for the Fayetteville school system. I've been watching these shows on the Cooking Channel and the Travel Channel and the Fox News and whatever channel comes on, all about teaching our children about good nutrition. I've been watching Jamie Oliver going across America, changing our children's eating habits. And I agree, by golly, and you know what? We need to get back to basics with these kids. Stop giving them quarter-pound sandwiches and things like that. Yesterday I saw that one restaurant chain has a quarter-pound foot-long coney dog. Okay, well, after you're done waddling away from the sandwich with that one, you know, where are you going to go next? So what I'm going to do today is to show you my basic program. It works well for breakfast, works well for lunch, and works well for a mid-afternoon snack. Peanut butter. Now, don't scoff, because peanuts are a great American staple. They are invented by a great American scientist. I believe it was George Washington Carver. The way one of our teachers told us in school was he told farmers to grow peanuts because it would help replenish their fields. And suddenly farmers had many fields of peanuts. They had gallons and buckets and truckloads of peanuts, but they had nothing to do with it. So over one glorious weekend, George Washington Carver invented 63 different uses for peanuts. And one of those uses was the incredible peanut butter. Now, we all know about butter. I'm not sure exactly how butter is made, but it's churned. And they have entire churning factories where butter's churned. And close to these churning factories, you find peanut factories where peanuts come and they are churned into peanut butter. Now, what we're going to do right now is make the famous Richard-1 peanut butter sandwich. And this will save money for the school system because you don't have to, it will just serve as one meal. You don't have to waste money on dessert or an appetizer or anything like that. Just one delicious peanut butter sandwich that the child can eat. And believe me, when they eat this particular sandwich, it will take them the entire lunch hour. Now, we take the crust of the bread. It's important that you take the crust of the bread because it has to support all of the peanut butter. Now, so we start laying the peanut butter on.
Mr. Drake, isn't it true that there are a lot of people who are allergic to peanut butter?
Like I give a rat's ass. This is my career we're talking about here. Now that we've heard from health nuts, we'll get back to making the basic peanut butter sandwich. Just slather on a little bit more peanuts. You know, peanuts actually have saved wars. Countries have gone to war over peanuts. Did you know that the Crusades in the Middle Ages were fought over spices and peanuts? In fact, Richard the Lionhearted from England fed his men on nothing but peanuts and paprika, hence the famous peanut butter paprika sandwich. A lot of people don't know that outside of England. Here we go. Got to be very careful because the bread is very sensitive. Now, the trick is, you see, and there's all sorts of vitamins in peanut butter that a lot of people are really unaware of. You have you have iron, 4% iron. And it says serving size 2 tablespoons. And it serves about 10. Well, so what we're going to do here, because we're going to make one very good, very delicious peanut butter sandwich, the child doesn't have to eat until, well, maybe the next morning or that night. Anyway, and during World War II, a lot of soldiers fought harder because they wanted to get home and have a peanut butter sandwich. PB&J is a popular expression, peanut butter and jelly, though jelly actually does, of course, dilute the glorious taste of the peanut butter. Peanut butter on toast is a great meal, I think, that we could have for breakfast for the kids. The fact that I own stock in a major peanut butter company, I think, should only work to my benefit for the Fayetteville school system. which means I could probably get them a good deal on the peanut butter. You'll notice that the peanut butter is spread lightly on the bread at this point. Not too thick, not too thick. Children love peanut butter. A lot of gangs in the inner cities, especially in the 50s, juvenile delinquents, they fought their turf wars over peanut butter. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, in fact, you know, Tea Party rallies, one of the main staples of Tea Party rallies are Kool-Aid, bourbon, and peanut butter. And this looks good. I imagine any of us would like to just go back to school and have lunch with our kids. You know, anybody could hire Jamie Oliver for a fancy ABC special, but really, the whole thing about America is getting back to basics. You know, corporal punishment, getting rid of art class, getting rid of music class. I think America has to get back to basics. We have to get back to what made this country great. I think we have to teach creation science in schools. I think we have to just teach the music of John Philip Sousa. I think we have to go back to black and white television. I think we have to think about what made this country great and get rid of the fancy stuff. I really do. Letting women vote. I mean, whoever thought that was a good idea? I mean, you know, I think that once children start having delicious meals like this, I think that philosophies like this will make sense to them. Isn't this great? Doesn't this just make your mouth water? I'm serious. Isn't this just the neatest thing you ever saw? So, and I really think that once we get back to basics in this country, peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter sandwiches for breakfast, noon, and night, except on Sundays, baked beans. Baked beans are pretty good, aren't they? I think I would alternate every day. Maybe peanut butter sandwich one day, maybe a big trough of baked beans the next. Because kids are pretty basic, you know. I think we give kids too much benefit. I think we think they think too much. When really kids are pretty basic. Give them some Legos and some Lincoln Logs and a peanut butter sandwich, and they're okay for a week, you know. And I think that the whole thing about education in schools is that we give them too many choices. And one of the things about choice in schools is we give them too many choices in food. And I think that we confuse children. And I think that's where a lot of drug use comes from. A lot of problems in our school system comes from confusing our children because we put too much pressure on them. And they come home and they start rating your medicine cabinet. They start looking at your stock portfolio. They start voting for liberals. They start worrying about the environment because we give them too many choices. I would take literature class out of school too. I really would, because children need to be taught, well, A, to obey. That's the most important thing. They need to be taught to follow, to obey, to obey their elders, to listen to bumper sticker philosophy, to join the Tea Party of their choice. You know, the Republican Party is good. The Republican Party has gotten by on peanut butter for many, many generations now. And, you know, I think that one good peanut butter sandwich a day, maybe around 10 o'clock in the morning, would do kids great, don't you? I mean, you're looking at the sandwich, you're thinking, my goodness, why didn't my school system give me a sandwich this good? Anyway, Fayetteville school system, if you're watching this video resume, I think you should fire the guy you hired as chef, because he's offering kids too many choices. You offer kids too many choices, they read too much, they start dressing differently from other kids. They start thinking for themselves, and that's a bad thing. Peanut butter and milk every day for kids. So, as you can see, hopefully the camera can see here that we are, the entire jar is empty. Empty jar of peanut butter. And now, as you can see, we have, it's almost too wonderful to behold, this peanut butter sandwich. But this is what children need every day in school. This is all they need, Fayetteville school system, is this one peanut butter sandwich. 10 o'clock in the morning, one peanut butter sandwich, and they'll be stuck for the day. And they'll literally be stuck for the day. So I hope you enjoy my video resume, and bon appetit.